so far this game is dog shit. I got 3 out. I don't give a fuck.
Man, you smell funky in here.
Alright, what are you talking about? Logan, how the fuck do I join you? Logan. 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 I need an invite. Logan. 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 Shut up, Kyle.
Just put it over here.
I don't want to be this cat. How do I switch? Oh wait, that's different shit. Logan. Bro, how the fuck?
I think it's the chat. Sweet. Now I get to interact with the peoples.
Logan.
Hello, everybody. All 0 people that are here, I think.
What am I doing? I'm scared. I'm hiding. Where the fuck are we? Logan? I'm through the map.
I remind, I have 2 people. Dos personas.
Yo, get that dickhead. Get that dickhead. Oh my god! Who is that?
And who? Welcome to the stream. We've got a match between Kettering University and Illinois College here. Best of 7.
Wait, you crouch?
And we're going to see how this goes.
The...
Saw it be an interesting play here. Currently looking at Redeemed and then on to Kettering with Robo Rio. Almost a good end by Nebula, but luckily it was blocked by Icy. Commander Lucas doing an awesome aerial to get it onto the other team. Dragon tried to deflect it back, however it was unsuccessful. And there goes Lucas, Commander Lucas, with the first goal of the game. Looks like we might be in for an interesting match tonight, folks. Let's see how this goes.
Match settings are wrong.
Match settings are wrong. I was wondering about the timer.
Hold on, where's the star? Hold on. Yeah, I see the star.
Bear with us, folks. We've got to remake the lobby here. We had some settings that were wrong.
Yeah, I see it. Man, I just want to switch my characters, I'll be honest. Get fucked. I want to play with
Unfortunately, that we had to restart this match, considering that was a really good first goal by Commander Lucas. However, I do believe that we are still in for a good match tonight.
Dynamo.
Alright, starting off again. Looks like Nebula gets the first hit there. Kettering taking it to their side of the field. Rune tried to intercept, however, Dragon was able to knock it back in. Unfortunate for that, for IC, because that was a really good bicycle kick from Lucas.
I figured it out.
7 seconds in, Kettering 1, IC 0. Again, this is best of 7 in 5-minute matches.
Throw that guy with the hand?
Redeemed coming in with a good aerial right into the goal. I like that goal explosion. That's a pretty good goal explosion. Is that a D20? That is not a D20. That looks like a D12. Or maybe a D8. Who knows? It's been a while since I've worked with dice. Looking to start into another D&D campaign, hopefully if the time allows, next semester. However, we are now 1-1, 30 seconds in. Redeemed sending that back across the field. Commander Lucas trying to capitalize on it. Kettering playing a good defense, however, Rune was able to push right through. Redeemed pulling another aerial. Commander Lucas attempting to get it back to into the goal, however, was unsuccessful. Going back over to IC side of the field.
Oh, I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die.
Amazing block by Commander Lucas that saved him from having a goal. See if they can capitalize on this. They got it back to Kettering side of the field, however. Let me watch this again. Nebula able to hit it right in. Redeemed barely missing the block there. Kettering now up 2, IC 1. Minute and a half in. Nebula pulling an aerial, trying to get into the goal. However, Commander Lucas was there to intercept and send it to the other side of the field. Commander Lucas was going to get that in. However, that was a very good block from Kettering. Commander Lucas looking to set up another goal. However, Rune was not able to capitalize on it. That's okay. Redeemed coming in with the intercept. However, Nebula intercepted it again, saving them from a goal. Kettering is playing a very good defense right now. Commander Lucas looking to take it back across the field and get another goal in. However, Nebula again with a really good defense. However, Commander Lucas was able to get it back into the goal, tying them up 2-2. With 2 minutes and 30 seconds left back in this match. This is an interesting game, folks. Let's see if this can pay off for IC and if they can capitalize and push through Kettering's amazing defense that they have going on here. Very good save by Redeemed there. Commander Lucas intercepting, sending it back over to the field where Rune tried to intercept and send it into the goal, however, was unsuccessful. It's okay, boys. We still have this in the bag, hopefully. Maybe. Dragon doing a very good send-over. However, Commander Lucas and IC, the rest of IC, was able to intercept. With Rune trying to pull some aerials along with Nebula, and that looks like Robo. Dragon almost getting that in the goal. However, Redeemed pulled a very good epic save, and Commander Lucas there to capitalize on that save as well and send it back across. However, was unable to get it across the field. That's okay. Redeemed coming back in with another epic save. Or what should have been in my eyes. That was a very good save. Got some demolitions going on out on the field with Robo demolishing Rune. I might be saying his name wrong. I believe it might be Run. However, Nebula scores Kettering another goal, making it 3-2 in favor of Kettering. Still plenty of time left in this match, folks. More demolition happening. Robo sending Run back into the ether by demolishing his car. Nebula looking to capitalize on that. However, Commander Lucas was able to get that out of there. I do believe I had my colors backwards there. That's okay, though. We're still doing good, folks. A very fast-paced game. We love a good fast-paced game, don't we? 40 seconds left on the clock. Redeemed going in for the goal. However, it was intercepted by Kettering. Commander Lucas hoping back to take charge. However, unsuccessful. Thankfully, Run was there to intercept the ball and keep him from getting another goal. 20 seconds left on the clock. We have Nebula taking it still on their side. I see hoping to play a good goal here. However, Kettering is just playing a very good defense. Run was able to push through, however, and tie up the game with 6 seconds left, going 3-3. Can our Blue Boys make a goal in 6 seconds, taking us to 4-3 and win this match, or will we go into overtime? Let's find out here. Commander Lucas getting there first. Dragon taking it across the field, hopefully into their goal. However, unsuccessful. We now go into overtime. Kettering versus IC. See how long it takes to get a goal, and will the Blue Boys be the ones to make it? Let's find out here. Ball is currently on IC side, heading over into Kettering's. Kettering looking to make a goal here and win. Run looking to intercept and block, however, was unsuccessful, making Kettering the winner of this first match, 4-3 in favor of Kettering. That's okay, folks. This is still best out of 4. Jet just puts Kettering up 1 and IC 0. Plenty of time for a comeback, folks. Let's see if we can pull it off here. And while we wait, it is a brief 45 seconds. Give me just a sec. I will be taking a drink of water. If you are currently watching in the chat, I am curious to know your opinions. How do we feel about the match that is currently going on today? How's everyone's day been? Hopefully everyone's having an amazing day. I got to adopt some plants today. Hopefully to take them home in the next upcoming weeks, get them planted, and maybe we'll have some wildflowers in my yard. Maybe not. Where I'm from, the wildlife hates plants. They like to eat them. But who's to say that we can't have a little bit of color in our lives? That's what we hope to accomplish back home. And by bringing these plants home. And on top of that, hopefully nobody steals my plants when I set them out to get some sun. Alright, folks, Run looking to get a quick goal here. However, Dragon was there to intercept and send it right back across the field. Commander Lucas takes it away, as well as Redeemed being able to knock it back over to Kettering's side. Redeemed intercepting once again. Robo must have it out for Run, because good grief, that is the third time Run has been blown up by Robo. However, Commander Lucas bringing it back and getting some payback by exploding Robo himself. However, Robo doesn't seem to take kindly to being exploded because Robo just made the Kettering their first goal of match 2. 30 seconds in. It is now 0-1 favoring Kettering. Let's see if we can get a quick tie. Oh, no. IC leaving themselves wide open. Dragon taking advantage of that and sending it right in. That is unfortunate, folks. We hate to see stuff like that. Let's see if IC can take it back. Nebula getting the first touch. Folks, I can tell you right now, Kettering is not here to play around. They are looking to win. However, IC does not break that easily. Let's see if Commander Lucas Redeemed and Run can pull this back together and pull it out on top. Dragon looking to take this through. However, Run intercepts. However, despite Commander Lucas getting a technical epic save, the ball does bounce off his car and still enters the goal. Kettering is up 3 points to nothing. However, we still have 3 minutes 45 seconds left on the clock. Let's see if IC can pull this back. Dragon immediately taking it to their side. However, Run is here to intercept, gets denied. Redeem did send it across the field, and Run is in the air looking to score a goal here. However, Lucas is the one. Commander Lucas, epic goal, was able to push it through their defenses with an epic off the front shot. It is now 1-3, folks. 3 minutes, 30 seconds left on the clock. Plenty of time for this to be anyone's game. Redeem sends it. However, Nebula was there to intercept. Redeemed also there to intercept from Nebula. This is a fight over the ball, folks, with Dragon sending it back. However, Run does not take kindly to that, neither does Redeem, and they still keep it on Kettering's side of the field. Commander Lucas in with an epic aerial, was going to hit that in, hopefully, but was denied by Kettering. Run hoping to do the same thing, was again denied. There's one thing I can say about the opposing team here tonight, folks, is that they do play one very good defense. Nebula saves them from hitting that in, getting another epic save and denying a goal from IC. Dragon with an off-the-wall shot, hoping Nebula can capitalize there, but unfortunately Nebula was unable to. Dragon here hopefully to set up for someone else, and Robo was able to capitalize on that, making the score 1-4 favoring Kettering. However, we still have 2 minutes and 30 seconds left on this clock. This can still be turned around. Kettering is currently proving why they have a grand champion title across the board. However, IC is still very good at what they do. They have won against worse than this. Robo in with that bicycle kick, hoping to get it back to IC's side of the field. Run intercepting and denying Robo from that. Commander Lucas there. Got it demoed by Nebula. Dragon sending it back across the field. However, Redeemed was there with the epic save. Redeemed again with that second epic save. This, I don't think I'm watching Rocket League, folks. I think I'm watching ping pong with how much this ball's being dribbled back and forth. Nebula is in control of the ball right now. However, that is intercepted by Run, hoping to score another goal here. However, Dragon is able to intercept and deny them once again. Dragon denies Commander Lucas again here. Run was hoping to get a goal there. However, Robo was able to knock it out of the way before they could. Robo back again to get it away from the goal. Run hoping to get command of the ball. Redeem does hit it mid-air and gets an epic aerial. So does Commander Lucas, hoping to set this in. However, Redeem does miss, does not get the goal, and is now a fight over the ball once again. 1 minute is left on the clock here. Redeemed almost got another goal. However, Nebula did get an epic save for that by knocking it away. It is a fight for this ball, folks. 55 seconds left on the clock. Run hoping to get a goal, however, was unable to manage. Commander Lucas looking to hit this off the wall and hopefully set it up for his teammates, but was unable to. Nebula now has control of the ball, Nebula being demoed by Redeemed. Run being demoed by Dragon. Gosh, folks, this team feels like I'm back at the Kentucky Demo Derby, man. Just explosions left and right. Dead cars everywhere. Dragon is in possession of the ball right now. However, I do believe Commander Lucas is setting up here to change that. Commander Lucas hopefully taking control of the ball here. Are they able to make a last-minute goal here? Let's see if Redeemed can pull it off with Commander Lucas and his team. They are so close. This is neck and neck. However, unfortunately, it's still in the air, folks. It is still in the air. Run keeping it in the air. However, will they be able to keep this on the wall? They are keeping it off the ground. These are some amazing plays, folks. However, game 2 does go.
Why are these fucking eyeball things shooting me?
Game 2 does go to Kettering. Making this IC 0, Kettering 2. Now this is still anyone's game, folks. IC can still make an amazing comeback here. However, will they have to change their technique in order to do so? It's looking like IC might have to get their hands dirty and do some demoing themselves and get some people off the floor. However, this, like I said, this is still anyone's game. I have seen a comeback story of the century, and everyone loves the underdog. Let's see if we can manage this, folks. Going into match 3 here.
Who? What the fuck are these eyeball things? Oh shit. Free money.
Nebula does get first hit and takes it over to IC's side of the field, hoping to score a quick goal here. Dragon pursuing the ball. However, Redeemed is right with him there, and so is Commander Lucas. Commander Lucas sending that across the field, unfortunately denied by Nebula once again. Dragon hoping to defend again and does so. However, Commander Lucas is looking to set back up here, hoping he can set up another goal for his team. However, Kettering does send it across the field. Commander Lucas looking to set up here and get another goal with Run following in close behind.
I got you all again. I'm trying to use healing icon. Oh wait, shit, that was my old.
Dragon in with that amazing aerial, followed by Run with an amazing aerial. However, Nebula does look to be blocking the goal here, so they are unable to get that into the goal. Commander Lucas does save that from being open for anyone's taking. However, the ball is currently in the middle of the field. This can be anyone's goal. And Nebula makes it theirs. It's a very interesting match, folks. Kettering is giving IC quite the challenge. Looks like Nebula gets first hit. It is on IC's side of the field. However, Redeemed is quickly changing that, setting up for a goal. Unfortunately, it was blocked, and they were unable to capitalize on that goal. This is still anyone's game. Let's see if IC can turn this back around, guys, here. It is currently 0-1. Redeemed is playing goalie right now, waiting for that ball. Is able to intercept and deny them that goal. Commander Lucas looking to take possession of the ball. However, Nebula flies in and denies that from them. Commander Lucas looking to set up with Run here. Hopefully Run can make this goal. Unfortunately, Dragon is there to intercept, so they are unable to do so. But can Commander Lucas take command of this ball? Run sure seems to, making it 1-1, tied up. 2 minutes, 48 seconds left on the clock. This is still anyone's game, folks. Let's see how this is going to play out. An amazing hit by Run. It knocks it into the corner. That is an amazing goal explosion as well, folks. I love that. Dragon is able to make the first contact with the ball, sending it to IC's side. Nebula hoping to get it set up for his team here. Unfortunately, ball comes down from Dragon's hit, knocks off of Run's car and into the goal, making it 2-1 in favor of Kettering. Very unfortunate here, folks. However, they can still make a comeback here. I cannot stress that enough. Redeem does appear to make first contact there. And Dragon is making another goal, 3-1. IC's leaving their defenses wide open in an attempt to go on the offense. However, it is not working for them. Commander Lucas does make first contact with the ball. However, Nebula is able to stick it over to IC's side of the goal, making some really good aerials here. Redeem does take it, unfortunately blocked by Robo. Redeemed with that epic block. Dragon exploding Run. I see Lucas denying. Gosh, the bullying here, folks. Dragon beating up Commander Lucas. Commander Lucas, however, taking charge of that ball. However, I do not think Robo and Nebula will allow them to do so. And unfortunately, they do not, with Robo blocking the goal and denying them that score. Run hoping for another setup here with Commander Lucas. Maybe they can capitalize on this. Unfortunately, they were not able to. Nebula going in for a goal, however, was blocked by Commander Lucas and the IC team. Dragon looking to make another goal here, however, was blocked by Run, and it did hit the corner or the edge of the goal, so unfortunately they were unable to make that. However, that is in favor of IC. Commander Lucas able to score another goal when Kettering was leaving their defenses wide open. Commander Lucas taking advantage of that, was able to stick that ball in the corner and get us a goal. With 1:18 left on the clock, it is 2-3 favoring Kettering here. IC needs to make one more goal and get it tied. Then maybe we can go into overtime. If not, maybe IC can get 4 and keep 1 up on Kettering here. This is anyone's game, folks. Looks like Dragon and Run are fighting for the ball. Run in the air with an aerial. Commander Lucas exploding Dragon, taking 1 off the field momentarily. Maybe they can capitalize on this. Run dribbling the ball, hoping to set it up for his team. However, Dragon does deny him that advantage. Commander Lucas intercepting the ball to hopefully send back to Kettering's side of the field. That aerial was missed. However, Nebula was there to intercept the ball and keep them from scoring. Dragon again denying Commander Lucas that goal. Looks like Dragon makes another goal, making it 2-4, favoring Ketterington here. Robo did mess up on making that goal. However, Run and Commander Lucas did miss getting that ball out of there, leaving Dragon to hit the ball into the goal, scoring them up another point. 15 seconds left on the clock here, folks. Dragon unable to make that ball. Hopefully they can keep this in the air and score another goal. Unable to. Kettering wins the third match, making it 0-3, favoring Kettering. Can IC win this next match, or will it be an undefeated victory for Kettering here? Let's find out, and hopefully this is a comeback story of the books to be recorded down in Illinois College esports history. Will IC change up their tactic and hopefully push through their Kettering's defenses? We will see. Will IC be able to outplay Kettering in this fourth match?
Guys, I need help and spawn.
As we wind up here for this next match, let's see how this goes. You're going to join spectate here. Hopefully we're witnessing a comeback story here, folks. Run did hit ball first, however, Kettering was able to send it back over to the other side of the field. However, IC did manage to hit it back. However, Run did get that epic save, stealing that from Robo. Nebula and Run both missed the ball there. IC looking like they are stepping up their defense game. Hopefully this is the game that changes it for them. Nebula taking the ball away from Redeem there, sending it back across the field. Commander Lucas hoping to hit it out of there. Does manage to do so. Will Nebula be able to block it? And he does. Run hoping to capitalize on that opening, however, was unable to. Ball is currently on IC's side of the field and is now entering Kettering. Kettering's, yes. Unfortunately, Nebula is able to score the first point of this match, 1:10 in. Saying or Kettering is getting kind of weird for me. It's like when you say a word so many times that it starts to sound wrong. I'm not wrong. I've got it right. However, it just starts to sound wrong. Let's see if IC can even the scores here. Robo taking control of the ball here, denying it from Redeemed. Commander Lucas hoping to set up here and save the ball, which he does. Kudos to IC on that. However, Nebula is able to send it right back with Redeemed blocking it in the air. However, Robo is on the ground, is denied the ball by Run. Commander Lucas was hoping to set that up. However, Nebula was denying him on that, and they were unable to score that. Run taking it back to the other side of the field. Robo denying that again, and sending it back to IC's side. Redeemed hoping to get that out of there, however, was unable to. Dragon is here, and Lucas tries to deny them that goal and get it out of there, however, was unable to. And it just bounces right back in off the corner of the goal. 3 minutes remain on the clock. The score is 0-2, favoring Kettering here. Run looking to send it across the field to Kettering side, however, was unable to. IC leaving themselves open here, however, Kettering did fail to get the ball into the goal, leaving time for IC to recover. We are having a really interesting fight here on IC's side. However, IC was able to get it over to Ketterington's side. I apologize, Kettering. I said your name wrong. Nebula trying to bounce the ball off the wall and get it over into IC's goal. However, was unable to do so. Dragon taking control of the ball here. Redeemed looking to intercept. However, did miss there. Redeemed scoring a wide open goal here. Kudos to IC. Kettering left their defenses wide open, and IC did come in and collect. Two minutes remain on the clock. Score is 1-2. Let's see what we can do here, folks. Redeem sitting in the back waiting for that ball and is trying to send it to the other side. However, he is intercepted by Robo and was unable to do so. Commander Lucas looking to block this, however, wasn't able to do so. Dragon bringing the score from 1-2 up to 1-3. Looks like there was some demo work there on the field, which did not help the case of IC. Dragon making first contact here and taking that away from Commander Lucas. Commander Lucas is able to send the ball to Kettering's side of the field. However, will this last? It is looking like maybe. However, Nebula does deny that from Run. And Run is unable to score that goal. Dragon taking it away from them, going right into the goal. Amazing shot by Kettering University. IC leaving themselves wide open in a pure offensive tactic. However, it did come back to bite them as Kettering was able to score that goal and increase the gap in the score. A minute 30 is left on the clock. Let's see if IC can turn this around. Redeem does hit it and is looking like it's going to... Well, what I was hoping to say was that was going to be an amazing ricochet goal there, but unfortunately it was not. Kettering was able to intercept. However, Redeem does hit that amazing aerial from the top. Sends it straight in. A minute left on the clock. Score is 2-4. Favoring Kettering. Let's see if we can pull this back, boys. It's starting to look like we might be able to. Run hits the ball first. Dragon does take possession of the ball here. However, Commander Lucas is able to deny him of that. IC looking to get it on there, get it into the goal by sending it to the other side. However, Kettering does intercept and take the ball away from them. However, Commander Lucas scoring another goal, making it 3-4. IC is making their comeback here, folks. Is this going to be a neck-to-neck game? Is this going to be the comeback story of the century? Let's find out. 45 seconds is left on the clock. This is still anyone's game. Let's see if IC can keep this momentum going. It looks like they found a crack in the armor, and let's see if they can break it wide open. Dragon is here in the air to block that goal. However, Redeem does look like he's going to take it from them. Nebula does send it back across the field. Commander Lucas is hoping to intercept the ball, which he does, and keeps it away from IC's goal. Redeem just sitting here juggling the ball a little bit. Dragon is here to intercept, send it right at the goal. However, Commander Lucas does block that ball, keeping it from going up another point for Kettering. It is 10 seconds left. Let's see if IC can get this across the field. However, this is still anyone's game, and it is teetering on the fence. Come on, IC boys, let's see how this goes. And unfortunately, IC does lose 4-0. I do believe that means that Kettering will move on to Nationals, but IC will not. This was an amazing fight, everyone. It was a pleasure being able to commentate this. And if I am correct, we will see you guys back for the next Rocket League season.